Looking like a little day baseball in the month of October. The Phils of the New York Mets getting set to wrap up a little early their three-game series and their season series here at Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. The Phillies are going for a sweep today, the New York Mets. Now, that is big news because the Mets have won 14 of the 18 games so far, and the Phillies have won the last two. So now they go for the series sweep on the heels of an outstanding effort last night by the Phillies bullpen.
Well, it was, and unfortunately I had to come in with two-thirds of an inning by Ashton starting the game, and then all of a sudden DeFreitas comes in, throws 3 innings. They went out and they did a great job last night throwing strikes, and that's all you ask for is to come in and throw strikes. The Mets swung very early in the count, got a lot of weak ground balls. Right here, Murray finishes a great curveball, gets a ground ball to shortstop. But these guys are going out and they're throwing strikes. I love the fact that was a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Coming in first pitch, blows up Murphy's bat, gets an easy ground ball to third. I like when these guys are coming out being aggressive. 3-2 changeup, tremendous pitch to Duda with a huge pitch. Hosted throws a tremendous split finger. Now you turn it over to Giles, where all of a sudden you start out 5-0. Now you're back in a safe situation. Great job by the bullpen by pounding the strike zone and allowing the Mets hitters to put the ball in play.
And you look at the numbers across the board for the Phillies bullpen. This is what you would like from a starting pitcher in a victory. 8 1/3, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts. You can't ask for anything more than what the Phillies bullpen did last night. Now, there are guys that probably can't pitch today because of the last couple of days, but they may not need to pitch today. If Jared Eickhoff can duplicate what he did last time and the time before as he makes his final start of 2015.
Well, the key is he has to go deep. And the nice thing about September is you have a lot of guys in that bullpen, a lot of guys that need to come in to pitch, but Eickhoff is a guy who goes out and all he does is pound the strike zone. One thing about this game in Washington, his curveball was unbelievable. He had 10 punch-outs in this game. He's a guy who throws fastballs inside. He's not afraid to pitch inside the lefties and righties, which makes this curveball even better. Guys start looking for fastballs inside. That pitch there to Bryce Harper absolutely buckled him, and usually do not see that from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed hitter.
You talk about Bryce Harper. He struck him out 3 times on 3 curveballs. There's only 3 other starting pitchers this year that have struck out Bryce Harper 3 times in a game. We'll talk about those guys because it's a pretty good list a little later on in the telecast, but this is what he's done in his last 3 starts. You want to talk about finishing strong? I mean, this is finishing strong and on a high note.
Well, it is, and he's confident every time he goes to the mound. The only time he really had the bad outing was against the Red Sox.
Yeah.
He got crushed. I think the whole starting 3 guys in Boston get it hard, but I like the fact that his composure on the mound is unbelievable. He goes out, he's not afraid of nothing. The biggest thing, like I mentioned, he throws inside to lefties and righties, which makes that curveball and the slider even better. But I would absolutely love to see him throw a few changeups tonight to go in the offseason on a high, knowing that he has a confidence in throwing the changeup.
All right, well, there he is, getting ready for this afternoon's ball game against the New York Mets, the final game of this series. Eickhoff's 8th start in the big leagues. Sean Gil-Martin will make the spot start. He was a starter in the minor leagues. It's not a huge deal, but he is relieved all season long for the New York Mets. Defense has also been evident on both sides during this series. Mets and Phils have both flipped the leather rather nicely. Series finale is coming up right after this. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. And the New York Mets, the Phillies have taken the first two, and now Jared Eickhoff is hoping to finish off the sweep as he takes the mound and warms up. Let's take a look at the Mets lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Johnson, Tejada, and Conforto, followed by Michael Kadire, Kirk Neuenhuis, and Eric Campbell. Plawecki does the catching today. Juan Lagares, used to be the starting center fielder, is playing center field today, batting 8th, and Sean Gilmartin bats 9th. Jared Eickhoff is ready to go. His numbers 2 and 3 in 7 big league starts, a manageable 3.07 ERA. And the first pitch of the day to Kelly Johnson is somewhere off the plate.
Take a look at the scouting report on Jared Eickhoff. 4-pitch pitcher, average velocity 91, and the lig.
Might want to wait on that one.
Foul ball.
Okay.
The lig is hitting a $122 versus his curveball and a $158 versus his slider.
It's great. You know, the slider was the pitch he threw initially because he said he couldn't get a feel for the curve, but now the curve is as good as advertised.
Well, they talk about when guys come from the minor leagues is the seaming of the baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Back toward the middle. Here comes Chase Darno. And one away. Darno playing shortstop today.
Well, it's time for the Nissan keys to the game, and I honestly believe these are the best ones of the year, Tom, because you gave them to me. Eickhoff, build on last outing and finish strong. 7 innings, 10 punch-outs, a lot of them with the curveball, and 2 jump on Gilmore early. They have a tired bullpen down there in the Mets, so you need to go out there. They used 8 relievers last night.
I think those are excellent keys on your part,
I think they're the best of all year. That and the ones when Murph gave ones. Now I believe they were against the Mets as well last time they were here.
There's Ruben Tejada, and Tejada rips a pitch down the left field line foul, and it's no balls and 1 strike. How to play again. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Well, if the first 2 batters are any indication, they are swinging early.
Well, they swung early last night as well.
Mm-hmm. Curveball chopped toward third. Charging is Ashe and has time to set himself. And there are 2 outs. Tejada wasn't really moving up the line on that, but 2 away. Well, obviously the schedule was adjusted from last night till today because of the rain that's potentially in the area. The Phillies had this happen earlier back at Veterans Stadium. Obviously, it's the Jim Thome, Derek Lee era when the Phillies played the Miami Marlins. Phillies wound up winning the ball game 5-4. And you would think that this happens a little more often than it does. I mean, Major League Baseball made this adjustment. Obviously, the teams are in the city, so it's easy. But for Terry Collins and Pete Buchanan, they've seen an awful lot over the course of their careers. You know, they just need to get this game in because the Mets need it for home field advantage. 1 ball and 1 strike to Conforto.
Well, I understand the Mets need this game for the home field advantage.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my question then. You know, there was a chance of maybe coming back here Monday and playing. Well, you're going to have all your big boys in the lineup on Monday.
Right.
And no disrespect for the lineup they have today, but it is the majority of the reserves. No Cespedes, no Duda, no Wright.
Yeah, Terry Collins did say that last night. The ball's whacked foul. He said he was going to rest some of his veteran players. They're going to keep an eye, obviously, on the scoreboard later today, when the Dodgers play the San Francisco Giants. Swing and a miss. There's a curveball and a strikeout to wrap up the first inning. Nothing across for the New York Mets, and a very nice start for Jared Eickhoff in his final start of 2015. Middle of the first inning, Mets nothing, and the Phillies coming up for the first time. Galvis walking to the plate. Let's look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Galvis will be followed by Herrera and Altair. Francour's in right field. Darren Rupp's at first base. Cody Asche bats sixth and plays third. In the bottom third, Ruiz, Darno, and Eickhoff. Sean Gilmartin, a starting pitcher in the minor leagues, is starting for the first time here in the big leagues, and he delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Gilmartin's numbers, a better first half than second half, but he's been good for the Mets. 50th ball game overall. As Galvis sprays it foul, it's 0-2.
Gilmartin's not an overpowering pitcher. He pitches to contact and uses the corners. And take a look at the scouting report. 4-pitch pitcher. He uses his fastball 39% of the time. He's averaging 88.8 miles an hour on his fastball.
Boy, he really had Galvis out front of that one, so one away.
Now, that being said, with the 39% usage of his fastball, being a spot starter, he might use more fastballs.
Yeah, because he wants contact.
Right. And he's coming out of the bullpen. He's usually facing left-handers, so he's going to throw more off-speed pitches to left-handers.
Not that this is a shock to anybody in the Delaware Valley, but it is amazing the difference in temperature from game 1 of the series to game 3 of the series. And that is September and October baseball in the Northeast. As Odubel takes low and in, 1-0. 60 degrees. And I think we're fighting to get to 60 degrees today. Matt, does it feel like you're home?
Yeah. About 8 feet of snow, maybe.
Not yet. We don't want that yet. 2-0 to Odubel. 4 for 8 in the series with a couple runs scored.
This is the weather I absolutely loved hitting in.
Really? Why?
Minus the breeze. I'll tell you in a second.
Fly ball to center field. The breeze is going to keep that one in the yard, and Lagares makes the catch. 2 outs.
You know, the reason why I liked hitting in cooler weather is it made me concentrate on squaring the ball up. And what I mean by is that I don't go out of my zone a little bit. Usually when you get a little warmer, you go out there and you get a little more aggressive. You don't want to hit that one off the end of the bat and get those bumblebees in your fingers.
Right.
So you really concentrate on an area where your strength is, and the only time you leave that area is with 2 strikes. Now you'd think you would do it in the warm weather as well, but
that one's blooped down the right field line. It'll slice foul. It's 0-1. What about the wind? How annoying as a hitter is the wind? I mean, just because you only have the one ear flap, but I mean, it's whistling through that ear flap. I would think that's got to be a pain in the neck.
And I think it depends on what type of hitter you are. If you're a ground ball hitter, you don't even notice the wind. Guys that elevate the ball or gap to gap hitters, you know, you start thinking about it. Okay, I got to get down on the ball, and the next thing you know, you're popping it up, going, "Oh man!" But it doesn't. I mean, it's harder for the pitcher.
Out front of an off-speed pitch, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Altair overall hitting .256 with 5 home runs. Pretty good series. 3 for 6 with a couple walks. I think it's safe to say that he's ready to go next year to be an everyday player from the get-go. Now, he still has to prove it in spring training. Nothing's going to be handed to him. But if you think that, if you would project that the natural progression for him will be a full season in the big leagues, then I don't know. I'm optimistic at least at a couple of those outfield positions in 2016.
And that where a big deal has to do with what kind of offseason they're going to have for bringing in free agents.
Right.
I agree with you, though. He's done enough so far, defensively and offensively, to show me that he can play the outfield.
I will tell you that for the rest of the offseason,
okay,
when this song plays on the radio or my daughter's iPod, I'm just going to think of Jeff Francoeur. I mean, it just, every time this song is played, no matter where we are, I'm looking around saying, where's Francoeur?
That's why you play The Highway all the time. You'll never hear that song.
The Highway or WXTU, whichever, wherever you are. 1 ball, no strikes to Francoeur. A little topper over to shortstop. Tejada has it. Side is retired. 6-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. 1 quick inning. We'll go to the second. He was my son's favorite player, by the way, when he played for the Eagles, as he gets the Bob crew warmed up for the Eagles' upcoming game against the Redskins. The best way to start your day is with Breakfast on Broad, weekday mornings over on the Comcast Network. Michael Kadire leads it off. The wind has caused the press box windows to close. Jim Salisbury is cold, so we've got to close the windows.
Uncle.
Jim chatting with Jay McLaughlin. Jim always gets cold. You know, you get older, you get colder. Kadire hitting .266 with 10 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Curveball hit foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kadire's been a good addition. Now they're kind of picking spots for him to play because of Lucas Duda being back and playing first every day. Curveball hit out toward left field. Altair will make the catch. 1 out. Nieuwenhuis coming up. And yes, today's ball game is also available in Spanish.
Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu of your cable box.
Juego también está disponible en español. Solo tienes que utilizar el botón SAP en el televisor o cambiar el idioma a través del menú del decodificador.
And now for the English and Canadian version.
Nieuwenhuis takes outside. Matt, who wanders around with our handheld camera and is usually near Murph. And Mike Giacalone, who is in charge of our audio and all of our sound effects that we have. There's Matt, a little bundled up today. 2 balls and no strikes. Mike will periodically play the Canadian national anthem in Matt's headphones when referencing the country of Canada, and also showing pictures of Canada geese rolling around. 3-0 pitch coming to Nieuwenhuis. That's a strike, and it's 3-1. He is back and he is available. That is Maikel Franco. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. There's the picture that Matt loves to see. Soon enough, Matt. Soon enough. Out to left center field. On the run is Herrera and Altair, and it is off the one hop off the base of the wall. And Neuenhuis into second base with a 1-out double. That stops an 0 for 12 stretch for Kirk Neuenhuis.
It's a nice swing. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball away, goes with the pitch, down and away. Nice, powerful swing. Boys, left-handers they all have pretty swings. They really do. It's a natural swing.
And you're serious about that? You're not saying it because you are a left-handed hitter?
No, mine wasn't pretty. Mine was softball. Mine was softball giddy up. Now, don't get me wrong, lefties can take some ugly swings. We've seen it this year against the Phillies.
1 ball and no strikes. Eric Campbell, the batter. Campbell 201 with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. He was one of the guys that filled in for David Wright when he was out. The Phillies have had Cody Ashley fill in while Maikel Franco has been out. Maikel is back on the roster and is available. He's been down in Florida taking some swings. Reports that everything is fine.
That's good.
Inside 2-1.
Last thing you want to do is finish the season off and have that question mark of health-wise, when's he going to be 100%? So probably get a couple of bats, the remainder series. Pretty good chance he'll play winter ball this year and get ready for spring training next year.
2 balls and 2 strikes, a 90-mile-an-hour sinker from Eickhoff. There's that curveball. Boy, it really is a good pitch. 2 strikeouts for Eickhoff.
It's amazing, though, how we talked about a slider his first couple of starts. Now, all of a sudden, he gets that grip on that baseball, and that is a 12-6 nasty curveball.
Yeah, that first start. Remember the first start?
Slider was unhittable.
All he threw were sliders, and we're like, huh.
Nice report we had.
The scouting report says curveball's his best pitch. Well, curveball is his best pitch. Kevin Plawecki, the hitter, 224 batter, takes a curve for a strike, and it's 0-1. Actually, that may have been a slider. Yep, 82 miles an hour slider. How much of an advantage is it to throw both fastball, slider when you throw it like that?
I think it's huge. I really do. I think having a fastball, curveball change, fastball, curve, slider.
That one's out to right field.
Is outstanding to have.
Yeah, I guess I meant curve and slider, how important that was. But yeah, it's a great combination. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Middle of the second, Darren Ruffel started off when we come back.
And it's the last homestand of the season against the Marlins. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday's Fan Appreciation Day. There's going to be lots of prizes and surprises. So don't forget, order your tickets at Phillies.com.
Steve Romanowski continuing to read promos like everybody else without any cue cards. Excellent job. There will be plenty of surprises and prizes this weekend when the Marlins are here. Bottom of the second inning, Mets and Phil scoreless. Darren Ruff, Cody Ashley, Carlos Ruiz against Sean Gilmartin. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Numbers for Ruff are getting better, aside from the average, but getting better. But numbers against lefties have been outstanding all year long. You're not going to find a guy that has better numbers against left-handers in the National League than Darren Ruff. A little off-speed pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, I guess when you get in the role of seeing left-handers over and over and over, as you can see the numbers right there, 374 with 7 home runs, you just get in that comfort zone. You know, I like it. I like seeing guys be a right-handed hitters and absolutely dominate against left-handed pitchers, and vice versa, left-handed hitters versus right-handed pitchers.
Well, Ruff has played some in left field, obviously, this year in right field. Swing and a miss. He strikes out there, so 1 away. Cody Ashley's coming up, but combining his numbers with Howard's numbers, that's a pretty good first base combination. So Gilmartin has 1 out, and Murph, he looked good against the Phillies earlier this year in a relief appearance, and he looks pretty good so far to start this game.
He does, Tom, and making his first major league start is Gilmartin, but he has pitched very well for the Mets out of the bullpen all season long. And, you know, it's not surprising to see him have some success against right-handers like Darren Ruff, because that's what he's been able to do all year long, and it's because of his changeup. He throws his changeup 21% of the time, but look what he's able to do against right-handers. 214 average against right-handers all season, and the slugging percentage down, and also a lot of ground balls. He gets right-handers to ground out into a lot of ground ball outs, and that's the way he has been successful. You would think he'd have more success against the left-handers, but he's having more success against the right-handers this year.
Well, he gets Cody Ashley to fly out to right field, and that'll bring Ruiz to the plate. It's interesting, you know, like we said, we've seen him just a few times this year, but one time in an extensive relief appearance, and he's been really good.
Well, he's very good versus right-handers because he has a very good changeup.
Right.
And we saw that versus Darren Ruff a few minutes ago, or a couple seconds ago. You know, he lives down in the zone, and everything he throws goes out towards this corner right here.
Carlos takes low, 1-0.
Tom, I forgot to push the solid. I meant to say right here.
Yeah.
Is where he makes his living.
It's an excellent cross that you made there.
Thank you.
You're a very good tic-tac-toe player.
And then when I used before, I forgot to push the button. See, people are not supposed to touch my telly up here. Right there. That's where he aims for.
Right there. Two balls, 1 strike to Ruiz. I think Carlos takes a healthy rip and fouls it right off Plawecki. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Tony Fabro of Levittown. Phillies hit home run at today's ball game, then Tony will win $200.
How about there, bro?
Out to center field. That sounded good. Lagares on the run. The wind's going to keep it in the ballpark. It'll make the catch for the final out. Phillies go down in order in their half of the second inning. So we've completed 2. We'll move to the third. Phillies and the Mets scoreless. Field in his streak acts today. We don't have him throwing it to us, but it's always nice to remind ourselves about him. It's our Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com, go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, so last night Murph was basking in the glory of Alec, one of the security guards here, knowledge of baseball. So we've decided to get Alec's thoughts on today's Stump the Fan question and see if he can give us the answer. Now, he doesn't have to, Murph, as you know, give the answer right away.
Yes.
But
and Alec can hear us, so that he's got his IFB.
Oh, I thought that was a security IFB.
Oh, no.
Like they would say, Alec, we need you to report to the Diamond Club. We have a situation.
He's with us.
What were Tom Seaver's 2 nicknames?
Tom Seaver's 2 nicknames.
Yeah.
That is the Stump the Fans trivia question.
Popped up toward first base. Darren Ruff, foul territory.
Think about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Alec's going to think about it. We're going to collaborate. I have an idea.
You do?
I have an idea. Well,
Murph, the question is not for you.
Yeah.
All right, I won't help Alec. We'll get it.
Alec, no Twitter.
Yeah.
You can't phone a friend or have a friend phone or text you.
Okay.
Ben's brother Glenn, who helps him out often, is working today, so you can't use him as a resource. All right.
He's all on his own.
Right. Jamie will text you once in a while as well.
Jamie might text you, but do not answer his text messages because he's primarily incorrect.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right.
You got all the rules?
I got it.
He's ready to go. We'll be back in the 5th inning to let you know.
All right. Thanks, Murph. Thanks, Alec. Gil Martin fouls it back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Would you have gotten that answer correct, Matt?
No, I would not have. I would have waited for Ben to give me a text.
0-2 pitch. Curveball. Strike 3 called.
Uncle Charlie.
3 strikeouts for Jared Eickhoff.
3rd strikeout of the day. All coming on curveballs. Big old 12-6 curveball.
Yeah, that's a good pitch, boy. I don't know why. I think it's fun to see somebody throw a pitch like that. Maybe because sometimes if it's thrown the right way, it buckles the hitter. They look so awkward with it.
No, I don't think you see it very often anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys go with the cutter and the slider.
91-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-1. Well, the last time the Phillies faced the Mets up at Citi Field, Eickhoff pitched, and they were very impressed with what they saw from him. Kelly Johnson grounded out to short his first time up. That one's back toward the middle, and diving stopped Darno from his knee. Just not enough on it. That infield hit with 2 outs. It was a great effort.
That was a great effort. It was almost the you-know-what play of the day. Little slider back door. Tremendous range. Johnson just smelling the knock.
Tejada grounded out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1.
That could have been had the early victory of the Hyundai.
I think it would have had it would have been already been victory lane. 0-1. Slider. Curveball kind of spun up a little bit too much.
I would love to see him work on some changeups today.
Yeah, because there is still work to be done.
There is. You know, going into the offseason, he wants to work on a changeup. He told Larry Anderson that. He throws the fastball for strikes, the slider, the curveball is good. Just imagine if he could get another weapon with that changeup, especially versus for left-handers.
Absolutely. To have 4 pitches.
Because he throws inside the left-handers all the time. He's not afraid to throw inside. His thought process is, if I hit you, then I work from there. But he throws fastballs inside. Left-handed hitters starting to spin open a little bit to cheat there. Now all of a sudden you pull the string with that changeup blowing away. A lot of weak ground balls to second base.
That one came around the inside part of the plate, and it's 1-2.
See, that's another weapon right there when you have a very good curveball and you get 2 strikes on hitters. A lot of times you're sitting on curveball. You elevate the fastball, middle of the plate, top of the zone. A lot of hitters panic that they have to swing because they're sitting on curveball or thinking curveball in the back of their mind.
It's like almost like this inning, the curve is slipping out of his hand a little bit. Conforto's on deck.
We'll see if he has the confidence of throwing it here. Fastball away.
Swing and a miss. He got him. 4 strikeouts for Jared Eickhoff. No runs, 1 infield hit, and 1 man left. Middle of the 3rd. The Phils looking for their first hit when we come back. McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. The wind is whipping, just like it was last night. Chase d'Arnaud will lead it off. d'Arnaud batting 8th for the Phils. One for 9 so far. Pete Buchanan was saying today he has d'Arnaud playing short and Freddie Galvis playing second. He said, well, d'Arnaud's best position is shortstop, and Freddie can pretty much play anywhere. So I figured I'd let him be in his comfortable spot as he makes the start. Fly ball to shallow right. And 30 pitches, 1 out here in the 3rd. And here comes Eickhoff.
Well, so far, one of the keys is working. The Eickhoff build off the solid start.
Not getting to
so much getting while we're jumping on Gilmart.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have refined that and said jump all over him and get hits early.
Yeah, we kind of just said jump on him, but we weren't specific. We need exact words, Matt. 1 ball, no strikes to Jared Eickhoff. He fouls it off to the right. That young lady just picked up a free baseball on that foul ball from Jared Eickhoff, who stays alive. How about the at-bat the other night with Kershaw against Bumgarner? Did you watch any of that?
No, I did not.
So he grounded out, but he fouled off, I think it was 10 foul balls in the at-bat against Bumgarner. And after the game, he said, yeah, he goes, I knew I couldn't hit him. I just spread my feet out as much as possible. I just wanted to be a pain in the neck. Down the right field line, Neuenhuis in fair territory makes the catch for the 2nd out.
That was Kershaw versus Bumgarner.
Kershaw against Bumgarner.
Because Bumgarner's usually hitting home runs versus Kershaw.
He didn't have it that night. Kershaw had it that night. Back to the top of the order. Galvis is up. Galvis struck out his first time up. And a one-hop snag by Michael Kadire. And Gilmartin's there to cover. And Gilmartin has only allowed 1 base runner through the first 3 innings. That was a 9-pitch inning. Little help from Kadire over at first. We'll go to the top of the 4th. prices delivered free the very same day when you order by 11:30 a.m. WB Mason knocks it out of the park. Who but WB Mason? I need a few more pods today. Cooler afternoon. Here's Conforto. Kadire, and Neuenhuis against Jared Eickhoff, who has 4 strikeouts today. This after striking out 10 in his last start against the Washington Nationals. You got Conforto his first time up. Throws a curveball to start this one off. You know, he had 10 strikeouts against the Nationals, 3 strikeouts at Bryce Harper on the same curveball. Harper has struck out 3 times in a game, a bunch of times this year, 9 times. But he has struck out 3 times in a game, only 4 times when the starter was in the entire time. So the starter struck him out 3 times. So it's Eickhoff, Kershaw, Bumgarner, and Matt Harvey. So those are the 4 that have struck out Harper 3 times in a game this year.
It's pretty good company.
Sure is. One-two pitch to Conforto. Got him. That was a slider. 5 strikeouts for Eickhoff. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, does it matter? Well, it does from a sense that the Blue Jays are trying to get home field advantage. They trail the Orioles 3-0. Manny Machado's hit a 2-run home run. Machado's been playing some shortstop again for the Orioles. Be interesting to see if they make that move. Off the end of the bat, Eickhoff has it. 2 outs.
I mean, seriously, is the hurricane coming here a lot quicker than we expected?
It is as if they want to get done.
I mean, I have no problems with it because me and P.F. Jennings are going to have an early dinner, but Uncle.
Fastball, and it's 0-1. Well, Neuenhuis takes a fastball. He doubled his first time up. He is one of the 2 hits for the Mets. Off the hands. Shallow left. Altair coming in, and it's a foul ball. I think if Cody Ashley wasn't in the neighborhood, Altair may have slid or dove for that ball. I think he was just conscious of a moving body coming at him.
Last check and just checking out to see where Cody is. That's one of those balls that's in the no-man area. The only person really that has an opportunity to catch that ball is the shortstop, but unfortunately they're playing the pull side.
Yeah, Darno's
so he has to go farther. If he's playing regular, he probably catches that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he's standing over here where he's playing usually straight up, that's usually the only person that can catch that ball.
Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 3 call. 6 strikeouts for Eickhoff through the first 4 innings. That's an 8-pitch inning. We've played 3.5. Not a whole lot of offense today for either team. We'll be back after this. their minor league players and player and pitcher of the year award. And there's Andrew Knapp, who is presented with his trophy from Joe Jordan. Young pitcher Pinto, who's throwing in the mid-90s, is the pitcher of the year in the Phillies organization. And Andrew has been nice enough to join us up here at the booth. First of all, Andrew, congratulations on a great year. Thanks for coming up. And, boy, it must have been a heck of a run for you guys once you got up to Double-A. Yeah,
it was fun. I mean, that team in Reading had a lot of talent. We really meshed together, had a good run there at the end. Didn't end up the way we wanted it, but, we got a lot of experience.
Big difference between Single-A and Double-A? Was there a huge difference offensively for you?
Not much difference. Strike zone's a little smaller, easier to manage. But for me, it was just a lot about being consistent at the plate, getting better pitches to swing at, and putting good swing on the ball.
Well, swinging is something that, Matt obviously knows a little bit about. We were following your numbers the whole summer, talking to different people about you. And you were over 400 for a good part of your Double-A season. How hard was that to maintain as the year went on?
Yeah, I mean, when you're hitting that good, it's hard to maintain it because you got to get at least 2 hits a game.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't trying to worry about it too much. Just trying to keep riding the wave. I know when it's going good, you just try to keep it going. So that's what I was doing.
Odubel to shallow center field. Kelly Johnson is under it, and he makes the catch.
But you're hitting 400 when you go to Double-A, and there is a big difference from A-ball to Double-A because of the strike zone. You're facing more prospects, but it has to be in the back of your mind though when you're hitting 400 in the league. I never did. I mean, I was always looking to hit 300, but it's a nice number to shoot for, and I know media talks about it a lot, but you have to think about it some every time you walk up. Did you put more pressure on yourself, or is that the reason why you try not to think about it?
No, yeah, I think it made it easier for me a little bit because if you had one at bat, it's not really going to affect you in the long run. Just try to keep getting hits. But I mean, for me, it was just about hitting the ball hard. And baseball is a very cyclical game. You could be hitting balls hard and be getting out. So the average doesn't really mean much. It's just about hitting balls hard and hoping they drop.
Now the season's over. 2015 is done. Now you're looking forward to 2016. What area in the game do you want to improve in?
I think just consistency. For me, I think being able to manage a pitching staff has been one of those things I've been trying to work on. Just being able to command a game, and catch 100, 105 games a year. This was my first full year behind the plate, so that's just one of those things is working on the defense and then keeping the bat going.
Right, Core takes outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Do you like catching? I mean, I know you played other positions in college before you wound up catching a little bit. Do you like catching?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's one of those things that you really have to have the right mindset to do. You got to be able to be in there every single day, put the body on the line, and I kind of like being in charge. I think.
Yeah. Sound like my wife.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I consider myself one of those guys that is a student of the game. So I like being out there and working with the pitching staff and being that guy that's calling the game and being on top of it. So for me, it's definitely the right position.
First hit of the day for the Phils is Jeff Francoeur's double to left center field, so that's his 16th double of the year. Fought that one right through the wind, so runner in scoring position for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, one thing about Frenchie, he loves to swing the bat. He gets a fastball up in the zone, drives it through the wind and left field. Gets the first knock of the day for the Phillies.
So he's in scoring position. Darren Ruff's coming up. Andrew, you were drafted out of high school, went to Cal, and I know you were drafted in the 40s from that standpoint. Was it the right decision to go to college for you when you look back at it?
Yeah, for me it was. I think it was more about maturing physically and mentally. I don't think, looking back now, I was ready to go play pro ball out of high school. It was good to get to go to school and learn how to manage, going to classes and playing baseball. It's kind of a good segue into pro ball for me.
Mm-hmm. When did you start switch hitting?
I mean, I would mess around in Little League. I'm going to go up left-handed this time. I'm naturally right-handed, but when I turned 12 is when I started taking it really seriously.
Really?
So, yeah, it was tough. I mean, you're 12 years old and you want to be the best player, and it's kind of one of those things you had to really work at, and I mean, now I'm thankful for it, but
yeah,
it was hard then.
Now off season has come. What's your plans for this off season? You playing any winter ball?
Yeah, I'm going to Arizona Fall League.
Oh, nice.
Here,
I knew that. I don't even know why I asked you.
2 weeks. Yeah, looking forward to it.
So after the fall league's done, you'll take off, what, maybe a month or two from baseball, or will you take a shorter time off and continue working on your swing the whole offseason?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm one of those guys I get antsy really quick, so I need to be in the cage all the time. I'm going to really focus on getting in the gym, though, this year. I think it's one of those things that I need to really focus on. You know, flexibility behind the plate. It helps in the long run. You know, you play 150 games. Towards the end, it really makes a difference.
Yeah, I've been telling myself for 10 years to get in the gym, and I haven't done it yet. So maybe this. I'll follow your program this offseason.
All right, sounds good.
Well, I know a lot of people have talked to you about that AA team. You guys had some pretty special players in Reading this year.
Yeah, it was a blast. I mean, we started out. We were a really good group, really gelled, and then after the Hamels trade, we got some big name guys, Williams and Jake Thompson, and they pretty much sparked us as we headed into the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that Thompson, although one of the younger guys in the deal, could be the most polished, although Eickhoff looks really good again today, but the most polished that the Phillies got pitching-wise out of that deal.
Yeah, he really impressed me. I mean, from the first time he came out, he demanded the strike zone. All 4 pitches for strikes. And I mean, he's a bulldog on the mound. You're not going to find him backing down at all.
That's good. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Darren Ruff. And Ruff slams one deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a fair ball. Home run. And the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead. Tony Favreau of Levittown, Pennsylvania has just won $200 in the McDonald's home run jackpot. And that ball was nailed down the left field line. Didn't have time to blow the foul. What do you think of that swing there, Andrew?
Yeah, that sounded good. You can hear it all the way up here.
Off-speed pitch, inner half. Seems like Gil Martin's getting a little tired. The ball staying up in the zone. The double to Frenchie. And then the big home run by Darren Ruff.
Yeah, 12 homers now for Ruff. And Cody Ashe's coming up. Ashe flied out to right field. His first time up. And there's a strike.
6 home runs in September, right?
6 home runs in September. Yeah, he's getting more playing time and he's hitting for more power, and it's good to see as we wind down the season.
Speaking of power, Clearwater, 2 home runs.
Yeah.
You go to AA, 11.
Yeah.
The reasoning behind it? Pitch selection.
Yeah,
comfortable.
I think once I got to Reading, I was a lot more selective. It was in Clearwater. It was kind of see ball, hit ball. I feel like I could hit everything, And then once I got to Reading, it was kind of what pitch do I want to drive, So you start laying off of that 1-1 changeup and you start flipping counts. Go 2-1 instead of 1-2.
Well, and that's the biggest thing about trying to hit for power and hit for average is that you sit on your strength until 2 strikes, then you make the adjustments.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me. I started striking out less and walking more and getting better pitches to hit.
Andrew, congratulations, bud. We appreciate you coming up, and we hope to see you real soon.
Yeah, thanks
up
for
here
having me.
at the big club.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Andrew Knapp, the Paul Owens Award winner for the Player of the Year for the Phils. Phils take a 2-0 lead into the top of the 5th.
Up in the bottom of the fourth. We've been asking you all week to send your pictures of Phillies passion to Instagram, and once again, the fans are coming through. That's passion. And they got the makeup. You've got the face paint. She did well. How about this one? These two guys posing with Mickey, all in their Phillies gear. And, of course, you can't go wrong with a souvenir from Citizens Bank Park. Added a solid one as well. That's 2 roses and a thorn in the Hall of Fame Club.
Really?
Very recently. I don't pick these.
2 roses and a thorn.
But our winner today is, well, where else do you want to celebrate your bachelorette party than right here at Citizens Bank Park with that guy, the big green guy, Philly fanatic. That is our winner today. She will receive a $100 gift card and also a Phillies prize pack. And you still have 3 more chances to do it. Hashtag THXPHANS. Thanks, fans. Send your pictures to Instagram, and you might be a winner later this week, guys.
All right. Thank you, Murph. We appreciate that. Eric Campbell's the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. So far for Jared Eickhoff, 6 strikeouts through the first 4 innings. Try to get him to go fishing after that curve. Two balls, 2 strikes. Curveball and a called strike 3. That's the best one of the day right there. 7 strikeouts for Eickhoff. And 1 out here in the 5th.
Well, when we talk about getting a knee buckle, watch the back. Campbell stands up straight, thinking it's a fastball inside. That is a knee buckler right there. It's a very good curveball. Even though you might think it's coming, you still react thinking it's a fastball up and in, and then the next thing you know, right
Lockage. Plawecki lined out his first time up. Takes a slider high. It's 1-0. Folks are probably wondering about the innings for Eickhoff. He had 133 1/3 in the minor leagues this year. And counting today, he's at 48 1/3 up here in the big leagues. You know, because people have talked about you don't want to stretch this guy out or that guy out. Jared's been in the minor leagues for a few years, so this is probably his next step anyway.
Right.
You know, where he's going to finish with 180 plus innings. But that's good. That's the next step to 200 next year, hopefully, if he's successful. Would you agree with that, Matt?
Well, 100%. I understand what they did with Nolan. I understand what they did with Morgan. That's totally understandable. I mean, he's not a small kid, man. He's 6'4".
Big kid. Yep.
Nice, easy delivery.
Chopped foul over toward the third base coach's box, so we're even 2-2. Off the end of the bat, that's spinning. It could still spin fair, and it stays foul.
I enjoyed the conversation with Andrew Knapp. He's a very talented catcher / hitter / DH, wherever you want to play him, but very smart of how he thinks about hitting. And it's nice to see that he stays with his strengths. And I like when players say that they're a student of the game. It means that you're watching the game and you're understanding and you're learning from it.
It's probably one of the reasons why they felt like he'd be a good catching prospect, because it sounds like he reads the game pretty well. Well, he can never have enough catching. Any team in baseball will tell you that. That's 8 strikeouts for Eickhoff. All right, Murph. Is Alec ready for our Jeep Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer?
Yes. We are ready. Yes. So hit us.
Oh, we are ready. Okay.
We, huh?
We're a team down here.
I got you.
Don't mess around.
What were Tom Seaver's 2 nicknames?
Okay, so we collaborated on the first one, and we knew it right away. Tom Terrific. We knew
correct.
that. We got that one out of the way.
Congratulations. You got one of the 2.
All right, so then I left the rest up into Alex's capable hands. So take us through your thought process on the second one.
All right. Well, for the record, this is a tad before my time, but
Qualifier.
I figured that it may have something to do with where he's from, his hometown, and/or the fact that he was very successful at a young age.
Huh.
So I went with the New York Kid.
The New York Kid.
That's a lot of thought that went into
You hear that buzzer?
I hear the buzzer. I respect the buzzer.
We really appreciate you playing along, though, Alec. That was really good.
That was a good effort. I liked it.
My man knows his stuff, believe me, but we fell half short on this.
Probably thinking about towards maybe the franchise.
The franchise. Yeah. Yeah.
See, now if we would have partnered up, I knew the franchise and you knew Tom the Terrific. So
Oh, did you know the franchise?
I knew the franchise.
Out toward right center field. Herrera's on the run. Makes the catch. Side is retired. Well, Murph, please tell Alec we appreciate him. Well, he can hear me, but Alec, thanks for joining us today. And because of this, you get the home version of the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question. So congratulations on that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
That never gets old.
Murph, you don't get one.
We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-0 Phillies on top. One ball and one strike to Carlos Ruiz as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies lead at 2-0 over the Mets. The Mets do have bullpen action. Stauffer's warming up. Tim Stauffer's warming up. And the pitch to Ruiz down low, 2-1. Carlos flied to center his first time up. Here's Tim Stauffer.
Just threw a cutter.
Did you see the grip, or did the sound tell you that?
I know him.
3-1 to Ruiz. .59 pitches now for Gil Martin. Gil Martin, first half of the year, was 1-0 with a 1.71 ERA in 30 games. Second half, he had 2 wins so far this year, 20 games, an ERA of 3.46. Carlos punches it the other way and under the glove of Kelly Johnson. Johnson almost looked like he overran that ball. So that's a base hit for Ruiz, and here comes Chase d'Arnaud.
Well, Church, one thing he's done very well over his career with 2 strikes, shorten up and go to right field. Just looks like Johnson didn't reach down far enough.
Yeah.
He did actually run it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
d'Arnaud flied out to right center field his first time up. This one to right center field again. Not that deep. Playable for Neuenhuis.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu.
And by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit delvalhondadealers.com.
That is Rich Cottrell to your left, and Sean Humpy to your right. There is Hump. Oh, Eddie Bauer up today. And Rich down in the Phillies dugout. Is a normal spot. Nice job, boys. Very nice job. Eickhoff squares, and he bunts at it, and it is a foul ball. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Giving you a chance to see some of the folks that make this this job so great, make this the Phillies television network so great. All their hard work, and really it doesn't go unnoticed from our standpoint. We love having them all around. They make us laugh and love being part of the conversations, and it's nice to acknowledge them, even though they don't want to always be acknowledged, but they do tremendous work. 0-2 to Eickhoff. And he does get the bunt down. Remember the first day he tried to bunt, they immediately took him underneath the stadium and said, we're going to work on this right now. Sacrifice is successful, and Freddie Galvis will be the batter.
Well, it's a tremendous bunt, especially with 2 strikes. He keeps the barrel out, the ball's up in the zone. But watch how he uses the legs right here. He keeps the barrel there. It is a little high. But the thing is, it's going to be, you have to do a perfect bunt because you have Chooch running at first base.
Very true.
And no disrespect, Chooch. I'm right there with you, running slow.
None taken on his behalf.
But very nice bunt, especially with 2 strikes.
Galvis punches it foul down the right field line. Over the head of 2 fans who had no idea the ball was coming to them.
0. Gil Martin has done a job like DeFreitas did last night, saving the bullpen. DeFreitas threw 3 scoreless innings, even though Gil Martin's given up 2 runs, 66 pitches and going into the bottom of the 5th. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, and only 3 hits. Up high, 2-2 to Galvis.
Boys, Lagares plays shallow in center field.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes for second, pitches outside. The throw to third is behind the bag. Carlos gets a stolen base.
Okay, maybe I lied about his speed.
He's showing you up right now.
He is. Tremendous jump, and it's just, that's tough to tag from right there. Got to get a little closer to the bag and straddle the bag and put the tag down.
Well, I guess Carlos is thinking, there were a lot of wild pitches last night. I'm going to get the third because I may score. Now Out to shortstop, and Tejada stays down on it. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left over at third. Carlos Ruiz picks up his first stolen base of the year. We'll go to the 6th. Finishing the season with plenty of confidence heading toward 2016 and his future as the Phillies closer. Ken Giles entered the current campaign with aspirations of solidifying a late-inning role in the Phillies bullpen. Since the trade deadline and getting the call to shut the door on a daily basis, 100-mile Giles has slammed it shut with an ERA of 0.40 and only 1 blemish in his save opportunities entering the final week. The closer spot is filled for the immediate future, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the bullpen has been very good. In fact, was excellent in last night's ball game. Even guys like Marty, who don't watch a lot of baseball anymore, they would probably agree with that also. Marty Miller sitting next to John Brazier in the stands today, taking in a little ball game. Eric Young Jr. is going to lead things off. He'll pitch hit for Gil Martin. Gil Martin goes 5 innings here this afternoon. And Eickhoff delivers a strike to start it off. It's 0-1.
By the way, for a pitcher's standpoint, you have to be very happy with Wendell's strike zone today.
I would agree with you on that one. Curveball outside, 1-1.
Not that it's been real bad. It's been consistent.
Yeah.
And just a little bit off the plate throughout the whole day.
We haven't had Hunter Wendelstedt that often this year. I have watched his games. I've watched him umpire since he was in the minor leagues. I actually think his strike zone is pretty good. Consistent.
He's always been considered a pitcher's umpire.
1-2 pitch to Eric Young. And he fouls it back. So little raindrops on the jacket of Hunter Wendelstedt. Because it is raining just a little bit right now. Inside, 2-2. The Orioles game against the Blue Jays is currently in a rain delay.
To that last pitch right there, the fastball inside, is where if he can learn how to throw a changeup, it'll make it so much better for that changeup. Because hitters, like I said, you start looking inside, you cheat. As soon as that hip goes towards the first base coach, 3-U or a 4-3.
Mm-hmm. Ground ball to second base. Freddie Galvis, his first opportunity of the day. And 1 out. Eickhoff has now retired 8 consecutive. Well, that will certainly leave you feeling pretty good about yourself. Only 15 hits in his last 26 in the third. Yep, 6 walks. Change up, yeah. 3 today? 2 today? Or was that his first one?
I think it was his first one.
Wow.
Caught me off guard.
How about a second one?
How about a better one? Nice job, Chooch. Mixing in the changeups and the guy who hits a fastball very good.
They want fastball in there?
Mm-hmm. Great pitch. Now as a hitter, you're thinking, okay, is he going to come back in there? I've seen a couple of changeups. Oh, by the way, he's got a great Uncle Charlie.
Over the glove of Eickhoff, backhanded by Galvis, and Johnson is safe. It'll be a base hit. It probably was Darno's ball more than Freddie's ball.
Yeah.
Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. College students enjoy a back-to-school offer with 35% off discount. Authentication required. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV today. Here's Tejada with 1 out and 1 on. First base runner since the 3rd inning for the Mets. It's their 2nd infield hit. Chopper over the Mets dugout into the crowd. Right into the breadbasket of that gentleman. Came to see the Pirates play today. He did a nice job getting in front of that ball.
He did. But how do you know his hat's is not real dirty?
Well, that's a good point. It could be really dirty. Popped up. Ruff gives it a peek. It'll be back a few rows. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
This is his 8th, Eickhoff's 8th 0-2 count today.
Wow. Well, and he has 8 strikeouts, so that's, pretty good roadmap right there. Make it 9 strikeouts. A high fastball cut out and missed. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Well, this is what you call sitting on a curveball, getting a fastball, and by the time you react, it's by you. Nice job of getting ahead, and nice job by Chooch going with the heater up and away.
Carlos taking a look at Conforto to see where he's peaking. Change up on the outside corner, 0-1. I think you're right about that strike zone. That is 16 of 21 first pitch strikes today for Jared Eickhoff. Boy, that's excellent. Getting ahead is so important, and he has certainly taken advantage of that this afternoon. Off the hands, a chopper to second. Freddie Galvis is up with it, and the side is retired. 6 scoreless innings for Jared Eickhoff, 9 strikeouts along the way. Middle of the 6th inning, the Phillies up 2-0. Toyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. Eric Young Jr. stays in the ballgame to play left field. Conforto's day is done. Tim Stauffer takes over out on the mound. Stauffer, a veteran, played a few years with the San Diego Padres. And he is on to pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning, taking over for Gil Martin and win 5 innings, 3 hits and 2 runs. Ooh, a cotton candy battle. Bam. Looks like they got their haircut today. Got it all tightened up.
Tim Stauffer is a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball 87-90, curveball, change, and a cut fastball.
He'll face Odubel Herrera to start it off. He delivers low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Stauffer's been in the big leagues with the Padres. He's been with the big leagues with the Twins. That's teammate in San Diego. He is out of the University of Richmond, where he was an Atlantic 10 Pitcher of the Year on 2 different occasions. And a line drive base hit down the left field line for Odubel Herrera. He's on his way to second, and he'll get there with his 28th double of the year.
Well, we've seen that swing many, many times this year. Nice level swing, getting on top of the ball, hitting the ball inside the third base bag, past the third baseman. It's nice to see when he gets that ball deep. And it's really nice to see when he gets those signs right there.
I said to him the other day, I said, it took you a little while to do the El Torito sign. You know, when he
forgot how to do it.
He said, he goes, as well as he could say it, he said, I wasn't used to it. Here's Altair, and Altair hits one. Foul territory, first base side. Kadire runs out of room as it's back into the crowd.
see right there, Altherr took a swing and the top hand came off the bat. This is the day that you need to have a lot of pine tar or the motor stick because the cool weather makes the bat slippery.
Stauffer began this year with the Twins, as we mentioned, but an injury put him on the disabled list, and he was eventually designated for assignment. He pitched a little bit in independent ball before the Mets signed him, and he pitched in 8 games as a starting pitcher for the Mets AAA affiliate. Was 4-1 with a 2.48 ERA. That one is pulled foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Altherr. .33 and 34, so close to a 500 pitcher during his big league career.
It's not a bad ERA of a 3.99.
Jeff Francoeur, who doubled his last time up, is on deck.
I wonder if pitchers realize, I wonder if Stoff knows he has a 3.99 ERA. Oh, if I give up a run, I'm going over 4. Because hitters, I guarantee, if you're hitting 299 or 289 or $1.89, you know you want to get over that magic number.
Out to left center field. Eric Young makes the catch. Odubel draws the throw. Oh, it's time now for our timeless moment. Murph, tell us what our timeless moment is.
I will, Tom. I'll tell you that it's brought to you by Coors Banquet, and that it was on this date, October 1st, 2008, the National League Division Series, game number 1 at Citizens Bank Park, where the Phillies earned their first postseason win in 15 years with a 3-1 decision over the Brewers. Cole Hamels was awesome that night. Tossed 8 shutout innings to get the win. Retired the first 14 batters he faced in that game. And that was the first of many wins at home for that 2008 team on their way to the World Series title.
There was not a better place in baseball, playoff-wise, than here. I mean, it was
amazing.
It was so loud. I mean, I just think back to Victorino's grand slam, Myers' at bat. I mean, all those moments in 08 that led to the World Championship, just how loud it was here.
Blanton's home run.
Blanton's home run. You remember everybody was talking about how loud it was going to be in Tampa with the cowbells and everything?
Yeah.
And I mean, I think everybody prepared that, all right, well, it's enclosed. It's probably going to be pretty loud. It wasn't even close to what it was here.
Not even close. Milwaukee was loud, but not as loud as here.
One ball, 1 strike to Francoeur. And he punches it foul off the front of the dugout. Two balls and 2 strikes. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Cubs and the Reds are battling in Cincinnati. Austin Jackson, a 3-run home run. Cubs lead at 3-0.
Boy, Cincinnati has called it a year. They've lost 11 in a row.
Yeah, 11 in a row. 63 and 95. Big curveball. Of course, strikes out for the second out. In fact, the best records in baseball, the Mets are fourth. Cardinals with 100 wins. They clinched the Central yesterday. They're off today. Pirates 4 games back of the Cardinals. Not that that matters at this point, but they're just ahead of the Cubs.
The Pirates and the Cubs is still big in the standings.
Just for home field in the wild
for
card.
the wild card,
yeah.
For one game.
Going to be a great pitching matchup. Garrett Cole against Jake Arrieta.
Wow.
Yeah, for a while it looked like the Phillies were going to have the worst record in baseball and would have the #1 pick in next year's draft. Well, the Reds are only 2 games behind the Phillies right now. Remarkably. But when you lose 11 in a row at this juncture,
you drop in the standings.
You really do drop in the standings.
Trust me, we lost 10 in a row in San Diego in September.
Outside corner, 2-1 to Ruff, who homered his last time up. That's the only runs. Those are the only runs for the Phils. As we mentioned yesterday, Phillies have responded to what Pete has asked. Swing and a miss.
Got a great conversation with Pete today. I went down and talked to him. First time I've seen him since signing on as the manager for next year and the extension the year after. I said, your mind must be racing already. He goes, he's showing me all these notes he has. He has all these notes ready for spring training. He said, man, I got so many things I want to do. So many things I want. I said, step back and take a little break first after the season and then get ready for it. But he's definitely very excited about going in to 2016 spring training.
Ground ball to shortstop. And Tejada throws out Ruff. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We have completed 6. Final game of the series between the Phillies and the Mets, and now move to the 7th inning. We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Phillies lead at 2-0. Jared Eickhoff delivers a breaking ball to Michael Kadire to start the inning, and Kadire takes it for ball 1. Kadire's 0 for 2. He's lined out, and he's hit a little soft one back to the box. Fastball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Pulled foul, 2-1. Eickhoff 9 strikeouts over the last 6 innings. Time now for our Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. 9 strikeouts over 6 innings, 3 hits. Darren Ruff, his 8th home run against the left-handed pitcher, has given the Phils the lead. Down and away, and it's 3-1. That ball just sailed on him. And now the 3-2 pitch. Hit sharply. Diving stop. Darren Ruff. Eickhoff is there to cover. 1 away. That ball was hit square by Michael Kadire, and Ruff just robbed him. Well, just as Kadire robbed Freddie Galvis earlier, Darren Ruff robs Michael Kadire right here.
Right on cue. Very nice job of going to his right. One step, ball's crushed. Makes a very nice play and gives a very good feed to Eickhoff covering first base. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Attaboy, Matt.
Thank you.
Neuenhuis the batter. Neuenhuis is 1 for 2. Out front of a changeup.
Love it.
And I guess at this point in the game, they're not expecting it to at least to start the at-bat or overall.
Well, they're expecting either a heater or a curveball or a slider. I mean, you can see how good the changeup is because it's so hard to look at the rotate to pick up the rotation. You take that big hack and it's not even there yet. Hardest pitch to hit in baseball is a straight change down the middle.
I would think particularly on the first pitch. Jerome Williams loosening up in the pen. That one is looped out to right center field, and that'll drop for a hit. It's going to go to the warning track, and Neuenhuis is on his way to second base, and he'll stop there. That's his second double of the day. These lucky fans are today's Citizen 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. So Neuenhuis will take his lead off second. He had a 1-out double back in the second inning. Eric Campbell's the hitter. He had struck out twice. First pitch is low, 1-0. 94 pitches for Eickhoff. Check swing right back to the box. He peeks back to the runner. 2 outs. He's had a couple of those today where they've been awkward little choppers, whether it be to Galvis or to Eickhoff.
Yes, he has, because it's the late movement he has. And it's a fastball that runs up and in right there, but that's the key, is to have that good movement on the fastball, the late movement. That's what you call a heavy ball. You can see Chooch, he misses his target, but he gets the awkward swing. What I'm very impressed with is that little comebacker, or the ball earlier that Kadire hit. He went over, no panic, picked it up properly, and threw a strike to first base.
Milwaukee's fly to right. He's also struck out. Fly ball toward right field. Jeff Francoeur looks like he'll have a beat on this one. Nope. The wind kind of carried it into shallow right field and foul territory. Just kept blowing away from Francoeur.
It's almost identical place the one down on the left field line was.
Yeah, with Altair.
That no man land, that no man area. No
man's land.
No man's land. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. One ball, 2 strikes. Eickhoff again with 9 strikeouts today. If he gets a strikeout before his outing is over with, he'll be the first rookie since in the dirt. Since 2006, I should say, to have back-to-back double-digit strikeouts. Before that, Ray Culp did it in 1963 for the Phils. Hamels would put those double-digit strikeouts together easily. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lays off. Almost got him to bite after it. That's 100 pitches now for Eickhoff. Ooh, man. First walk of the day. That's a pretty close pitch. Now, that may be it for him. We'll see.
It's a good pitch. It is low.
Yeah.
But it's a very good take.
Here comes Pete McCann out. He has not signaled for Jerome Williams just yet. All right, so he's letting Jared Eickhoff try to finish this one off. He didn't look like a man that was definitively going to take his pitcher out when he was going out.
Did you think he was taking him out?
I did not. Well, let me rephrase that. When he was coming out, yes, I did think he was taking him out. But when he was coming out and he didn't even look at the bullpen, I thought, oh, well, maybe this is one of those, let me go take his temperature. Lagares is 0 for 2. No balls and 1 strike. You, on the other hand, thought he was taking him out.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
I did. And I'll explain my reasoning after this hitter gets out.
OUT?
Yeah, capital.
Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's kind of rushing a little bit now, trying to get that last out. It's 2-1. When I say rushing, I think more mechanics-wise he's rushing.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of pressing a little bit because he wants to get that last out so bad instead of just letting it happen. Although that last velocity was pretty good, 92. Nice and easy quality pitch. What a time for an unbelievable changeup right here. He's not going to.
To a right-handed batter.
Yeah, he's not going to.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lagares. He threw him a fastball, 93. Reared back. He's been 90-91 over the last couple innings. Eric Young waiting on deck. Jerome Williams waiting in the bullpen. Runners lead off, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, blocked by Ruiz. It's full 3-2. The runners will be going on this pitch. This is the previous pitch. I don't know how he even got a hold of anything there.
Right on the back of the hole.
A little lucky there. Well, talk about running out of bat. He was a centimeter away from running out of bat.
What a great shot that was.
3-2. The runners will take off. And Eickhoff's ready. Fouls it off. So we'll start again. Somebody just yelled, throw a curveball, Eickhoff. It's been his best pitch, and you may see it right here.
Change it.
3-2 pitch. Curveball, foul tip, hung on to by Ruiz, and the side is retired, and it's back-to-back 10 strikeout games for Jared Eickhoff as he is through 7 innings. Man, did he put on an exhibition here this afternoon. He goes to his best pitch to wrap up the inning and the outing. He gets Lagares out on his front foot. That's 7 shutout innings for Jared Eickhoff. We'll stretch here in Philadelphia with the Phils up 2-0. Mountain Coffee K-Cup pods. Great tasting coffee at amazingly low prices. Put your order in by 11:30 a.m. and you'll get same-day delivery. Cody Ashe bunted that ball in front of the plate, and it was fielded by Plawecki, and he's thrown out. Like he thought that was a foul ball. So 1 away. It is not reviewable. There's not much they can do. Fielded the ball on the plate. Hunter Wendelstedt just said, how do you know whether it was fair or foul? You were running to the first. Well, I guess that's true.
Let's see, right? It hits behind, and then it kind of...
It was spinning back again, but he must have fielded it on the plate. Carlos Ruiz is the batter. Cody was looking as if he wanted them to challenge it. It is not reviewable. 0-1 to Carlos. Carlos singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
I would like to see them change one rule. Well, 2 rules or a few rules, but one rule I'd like to see is the fair ball past the bag. Just go fair ball or foul ball everywhere.
That one's popped straight up. Plawecki off with the mask. He'll run out of room. I think the problem will be, I would agree with you. At this point, if you're going to review things, let's review whatever you can. But I don't know if the angles will help be crisp enough for review. I do think a play like that or a foul ball like we saw earlier this year with Howard in Toronto, and we saw one other time. I think that should be reviewed.
I agree.
But I think we're getting to that point, though, Matt. I think technology-wise, where you're right. As Ruiz strikes out looking. Second strikeout for Stauffer. Darno's coming up. Darno is 0 for 2. He's flied out twice to right field. One's to right center, the other one to shallow right.
Chase Darno takes the same approach as Frenchie does, Jeff Francoeur. If it's a strike, I'm hacking.
Off the end of the bat, softly to the right side. He's hustling up the line, but he's thrown out, and the side is retired in order. Phillies go down 1-2-3. We have completed 7 with a 7-pitch inning. We'll go to the 8th. It's 2-0 Phillies on top. The Philadelphia Phillies. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. We'll move to the top of the 8th inning. The Phillies lead it 2-0 over the Mets. Jerome Williams taking over on the mounds. They'll face Eric Young to start it off. As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Today's photo comes from Bevy Miller. We love supporting our favorite Philly, 100 Miles Giles. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Philly Photo Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. There is Andres Blanco, who takes over. Jerome Williams, 33rd game for Jerome. He had a big inning last night. He pitched a scoreless inning, scoreless 7th. So he's on here in the 8th. He'll bat 6th. Blanco bats 9th. So Eickhoff goes 7, allows 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. 8-0-2 counts for Jared Eickhoff. Eric Young grounded out his first time up, 0 for 1. And it's a fastball, 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's some thought that Eric Young could be on the postseason roster because the Mets would like to have some speed off the bench. It's not a bad idea. And he could play, all 3 outfield positions if need be. Ground ball foul. It's just more about the speed than anything else. We saw last year with Dyson for the Royals. I mean, he helped coming off the bench for KC.
Well, and especially if you're playing in that game where it's going to be a 1-run game and you need someone to steal a base.
Sure.
7th, 8th inning. And Eli Jr. plays pretty good defense as well.
1-2 pitch. 2-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Well, that was a little extensive. With 1 away, let's go to Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you, Tom. Time now for the Major League Notebook presented by St. Joseph's University. And the Royals continue to deal with a little bit of injury as they head to the postseason. The latest victim was Lorenzo Cain, their center fielder. He fouled a ball off of his knee last night. Now, he had x-rays. They were negative, but he is listed day to day. So hopefully, for their sake, that he is back soon. And I told you last night about Anthony Rizzo and his strange trek into history with his hit by pitches. Well, how about today, Evan Gattis? He is set to become the first player in 50 years to have 10 or more triples with 0 stolen bases. It's only ever happened 2 other times in Major League Baseball history, and he is going to do that this year. Now, I have no idea what that means, but I guess it means he's quick out of the box, perhaps.
I don't know. I'm shocked that he has 10 triples.
He had his 10th triple last night. 0 stolen, but he's a big man. He's 260 pounds.
He's a big man.
What are you trying to say, guys? Weigh 260, you're slow?
Listen, I know I've weighed 260 from time to time in my life, and you're slow.
But maybe he's light on his feet.
Yeah. You apparently can go 90 and 270 pretty quickly. So. I was told there'd be no math. And
maybe it just takes him 90 feet to get going.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Before I close up the Major League Notebook for my final time this year, I know I speak for Matt and Ben and Mike Schmidt and everybody in the production crew, Tom, when we say all the best this weekend. You're headed off to do your NFL game this weekend, so this is your final game here with us today. And as always, the true professional that you are, it's been a pleasure working with you once again this season, and I will try to fill your very large shoes over the weekend. So thank you for that.
You do just fine, Murph, and thank you for that. I do appreciate that. It has been, I know that from a team standpoint, win-loss wise, it hasn't been a great year. This has been a great bunch to be around. Our crew has been, a great crew to always be around. I mean, I appreciate that. And, Matt, you, Ben, Murph, Schmidt, I mean, it's been a fantastic year up here in the booth. I mean, I've had a blast every single game.
Well, we've had a good time, and you're definitely easy to get along with, and you're a true leader up here in the booth, so we appreciate that as well.
Swing and a miss by Tejada. It's 0-1.
You make our job a lot easier. especially with Jeff and the Sanger and all those guys down there and all the crew we have up here. But it's fun coming to the ballpark.
It is strange, though, that this is the last weekend of baseball. I mean, it's, it zips by. That one is lined over the glove of a leaping Andres Blanco. And a base hit for Tejada. 2-out single.
Tom, I said that to Ben the other day. I said, it's hard to believe that the season is coming to an end, and it really has flown by, hasn't it? And he said, yeah, it has. He said, although I don't think my wife would say the same thing.
I think that's true.
I think that is probably true,
Yeah.
Well, it's coming to a close when I go home last week and go to a hockey practice to watch tryouts. And I have shorts on and flip-flops. And I had lost total interest in it, and I left halfway through. Because I'm still waiting for the baseball.
Not ready for hockey just yet.
Not yet.
Speaking of that, Freddie Galvis walked into the clubhouse today with shorts on and flip-flops. Larry Bowe said, Freddie, it's 50 degrees outside. Freddie will be down to the warm weather soon enough. Everybody had a little wishful thinking going on today when they got outside and realized it's the coolest it's been since the spring. 0-1 to Dilson Herrera as that ball gets away from Carlos Ruiz. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Carlos a little upset with himself that he didn't block that one. Our Geico quote of the day from Terry Collins. There were baseballs flying all over the place yesterday, as you know. This is on the Cespedes injury. The first thing that goes through your mind is, if he's out, how are you going to align things? Who would hit where? If he's gone, how are we going to fill that hole? We've got a long way to go before we have to use him. And I would certainly like to use him this weekend, but I'm just relieved that nothing is broken. Yeah, they are optimistic that he can play this weekend against the Nationals and get some at-bats before the postseason. This is what happened last night. Dustin DeFreitas, a fastball that just really got away.
Yeah, and it got away, and unfortunately hit him in the knuckles. And DeFreitas yesterday threw quite a few pitches, even versus left-handers, up and away. He was getting underneath this fastball, and unfortunately, it clipped him in the finger.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Herrera, a .218 batter. This guy may be the second baseman of the future for Terry Collins. Ground ball to shortstop. Side is retired. So scoreless inning for Jerome Williams. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. So the Phils will get another chance to add to their lead. They trail it, or they lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Appreciation Day. First pitch is scheduled for 3:05. All fans coming to the yard that day will receive the 2016 scheduled magnet. Plus, there'll be plenty of prizes and surprises throughout the day. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com, or you can always stop by the box office. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yeah, today was a day to pull out your Phillies, heavier Phillies jackets. Temperatures started today in in the 60s. They're probably dipping down a little bit now. Breeze comes in. This game's scheduled to be played at 7:05. They moved it to 12:05 because of the threat of weather. Dario Alvarez is the new pitcher for the Mets. He pitched in yesterday's game. Fly ball left field. Does Blanco have enough? He does. It's gone. A home run for Andres Blanco. 7th home run of the year. All he does is hit extra base hits. Phillies lead it now 3-0.
All he does is get off a plane last night, hits a double last night, and a home run today. That's a loud home run. Very good swing. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him is right. So 3-0 Phils. Now Freddie Galvis, who's hitless in 3 at-bats today. And he fouls it off to the right and out of play. 0-1. Maikel Franco has not been able to make fun of him in about a week or so, so this is an opportunity to do so here. Who knows where Blanco's going to finish up? Right now he's at 293, but you want to talk about a bench player or 2 bench players that have had fantastic years. And that's Blanco and Francoeur. You put those 2 on a divisional contender. Oh. Which the Phillies hope that they are eventually. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freddie. Got him. High breaking ball. And Galvis strikes out for the 2nd time today.
That's one thing it'd be interesting to see if Freddie makes an adjustment in the offseason with his right-handed stance. Seems to me he stands way off the plate too far and he usually reaches for stuff. He's made the adjustment with his front foot. He's brought it in to close it up a little bit. But when you're unfortunately under 6 feet, you need to get a little closer to home plate and use those arms.
That is what I thought just on the foul balls. I thought, man, he is far away from the plate. Herrera takes a strike. He's 1 for 3, doubled his last time. 28 doubles. Herrera is going to fall short of the Phillies record, but it's not for a lack of trying. 0-2. He's got a chance to have 30 doubles in his rookie year. Luis Garcia. Out to right center field, and Lagares shuffles over. 2 outs. Tonight, Derek Gunn and Reuben Frank are joined by special guest Brian Baldinger for a look back at the Eagles-Jets game and a look ahead at the Skins game this Sunday. Watch Quick Slants presented by Nissan tonight at 6, only on Comcast Network. Terry Collins out to the mound to take the baseball from Alvarez. So a pitching change with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. I guess they felt like they needed to get some work for a right-hander, Jeurys Familia, when we come back. Is excited for the 2015-16 version of the Be a Fanatic About Reading program presented by Comcast. Participants are encouraged to read at least 15 minutes a day and receive fun Fanatic incentives. For more information, please visit Phillies.com/reading. Well, Jeurys Familia has not worked since last Saturday, this past Saturday, I should say. So he's on to throw. 75th game for Familia, 42 saves. He will be an asset in the postseason for the New York Mets. There's no doubt about that.
The last time he worked was on Saturday in Cincinnati.
Yep.
When they clinched the division. He's had a good year, 42 saves.
Facing Altair with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-0 Phillies. They added a run here on the home run by Blanco. And it's 0-1.
We mentioned it yesterday. Familia also likes to do a quick pitch. They're deserved.
Swing and a miss. He got him. So he threw 3 pitches in his first outing since this past Saturday and gets a strikeout. But the Phils will return for the top of the 9th inning with a chance to pick up a sweep. Luis Garcia will enter with a 3-0 lead. All right, Phillies hit 2 home runs today. One was a real long one by Darren Ruff, and the other one was really needed by Andres Blanco.
Well, it was. Darren Ruff hits an absolute bomb, and on an off-speed pitch to left field. His 12th of the year, 6th in September, and then Andres Blanco gets a fastball inside, turns on it. Since returning double home runs, he's having a new little baby.
Yeah.
Those are your WB Mason's deliveries of the game.
Phillies are going for the sweep here, the Mets. I know the Mets have already clinched the division, but we've talked about the importance of not losing 100 games. Just, it's numbers, but Phillies are trying to not lose 100. Luis Garcia, 71st ball game. First pitch, a fastball, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Fouled back off to the right. It's 0-2. Ground ball over to second base. Charging is Galvis. 1 away. Every time the Phillies pitchers retired the opposition, 1-2-3, which Jared Eickhoff did time and again today. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Garcia will now face Kirk Neuenhuis, who is 2 for 3 today. His average up over 200. He only has the 4 home runs this year. He had 3 in 1 game. And then he had a huge home run against Jonathan Papelbon as the Mets were trying to win the National League East title. That was in the game which the Nats were up, what was it, 7-1 at one point?
Yes. Game 2.
And he had a big home run. 1 ball, no strikes to him. 2-0. Off the hands, out towards short, backhanded by Darno, flips across his body, not in time, and Neuenhuis has his 3rd hit of the day. So he's 3 for 4. His 3rd 3-hit game of the season.
That was almost a great play by Darno.
He's had 2 of them today.
Yep.
Well, whatever happens later on tonight, Major League Baseball decided it was better to play a 12:05 game, and their goal was to play a 9-inning game without any interruptions, and that's what they've had so far, which is turns out to be a smart move. Two balls, no strikes to Campbell. And low, just low, 3-0. Curtis Granderson has come out of the on-deck circle. The Mets have some weapons off the bench.
kind of interesting they wouldn't go with Duda. He's been the hottest power hitting guy they have right now.
Chopper to third. Blanco's got it. This could be two. There's one and two. And the Phils have pulled off a 3-game sweep of the National League East champion New York Mets as they wrap it up today with a 3-0 victory. Jared Eickhoff finishes the year with a 3-3 record and a sub-3 ERA. And it's the first time since the Phillies have swept the Mets in a 3-game series since Citi Field last year, 2013, excuse me. The last one here at Citizens Bank Park. How about July 3rd through the 5th in 2009? Well, they need one more win, the Phillies, this weekend to assure themselves of not losing 100 games. Our Chevrolet player of the game today, Jared Eickhoff, was outstanding. 10 strikeouts for another outing.
No, he was. He was very good, and it didn't matter what he threw today. He had 10 strikeouts, 6 coming on curveballs, 4 coming on fastballs, and 1 on a slider right there. Great command. I love the fact that he got 0-2 to hitters a lot tonight. Very good curveball, knee bucklers, elevated fastball. He mixed in a few changeups, kept the hitters off balance, and when you're looking fastball, he did a curveball. That's why he ended up having 10 strikeouts tonight.
So 10 strikeouts for Jared Eickhoff. It's the first time since 2006 that a Phillies rookie pitcher has had back-to-back outings of 10 strikeouts or more. In fact, the only other time it happened before Cole Hamels did it in 2006 was back in 1963, or the last time was back in 1963. So a little different story today compared to last night. Last night was nearly 4 hours. Today, 2 hours and 22 minutes.
You gotta like that.
Yeah. Jared Eickhoff now 3-3 to wrap up his rookie campaign. The Mets did win the season series 14-5, but the Phillies have won the last 3. Andres Blanco, a solo home run. Darren Ruff hit a 2-run shot for the Phillies. So they win it 3-0. 62-97 now on the year. We'll take a break and come back to Citizens Bank Park right after this.